Hello and welcome to the Wales Portugal Off-Grid this week. Please be aware this video contains a lot about beekeeping, so please, if you're not into bees, don't watch it.
Good morning, here we are again, Wales to Portugal Off-Grid. At the moment we're in sunny Wales. We're going to be doing something different today. One of our subscribers got in contact with us from Wales and asked us to go to their place. To say we're buzzing is an understatement. If you can guess what we're going to be doing, leave it in the comments before it actually happens, and we'll see if you're right. See you later.
Hill there is one of the old coal pit slurries, they class them as. Because where we're from is obviously a mining village. Ready? No. 2 out of 4. Not very good. Yep, yeah.
I didn't.
You got it from 22 straight. But without hitting yourself.
Wrong glasses.
Oh, nearly.
Nearly. Hey!
Last one.
All I'm going to say, boys and toys.
Good morning everyone, here we are, Wales to Portugal Off-Grid. At the moment we are back in Wales and we're doing something different for you. So we've been invited to Tea Fry Honey Farm and we're going to be looking at something special that's over here. So if I come here and introduce you to Andreas and he'll tell you more about it.
Hello everyone, I'm Andreas from Tea Fry Honey in South Wales. So we're a small apiary and we introduce Martin to bees today. Good. Give it a couple of puffs.
So that's not actually on fire, is it? It's just smouldering, is
It's
it?
just smouldering, yeah. So I put sometimes a bit of wood in there, everything to keep it going for longer. Make a nice smoke, like a couple of those in here.
That seems to have got stronger.
Yeah. It takes normally a minute or two and then it won't stop smoking then for a little while. Well, let's show you some bees.
When you go through the end, try always to go around from the back so you're not interfering with the
Flight.
flight path.
So the first thing we do, we always give a bit of smoke in the front.
So they're disorientated.
guard beats in there, they get quite aggressive.
and I'll disorient it.
We take the top off. You was talking about the feeder earlier, so there's a feeder in here still. Which is empty, so we haven't really used it yet. But
that's the type I've seen.
the principle is you put sugar water in here, they come in from underneath, they go into the cup, and then they have the liquid. But there's nothing in it, take it away. No? Okay.
This is the crown board. No bees.
Okay. So we only put them supers on here. Okay, let's take the 3 supers off and put them up here and we smoke them down there.
Yeah, finish.
Wow.
Should I smoke it?
Yeah, calm, but they're pretty calm. And then they go down.
So this is the queen excluder. Only the normal bee can go through, the queen cannot go in. So the queen can't get into the supers to lay eggs.
Now you've upset them.
Alright. I'm fine, you're doing the business.
It's a lot quieter than I thought it'd be.
This is at the moment, they're very calm.
Yeah.
Start from
They haven't drawn it out yet.
Yeah.
And these are, this is now, this is honey. It's capped honey. And
So, you see,
this is what they're going to
that
do
is
for
actually
the whole
brood. So somehow the queen went up into the supers to lay eggs in here.
ah,
And we have noticed last week that should normally not happen. But we shake all the bees down again into the brood box and we just wait for this
This
to
is
happen.
just stone, no. There's some cap starting around the side.
Yeah.
wow.
Okay, let's take a brood frame out.
Right. So it's gone from like the plain
Strange.
sheeting to where they've gone into that.
Yeah, into the. But this is not a good one. Hang on, let's find some more.
Yeah, let's give you a plain. We have here, and then one it's already been drawn out. So that's the difference. So
Yeah,
they
yeah.
put the initial wax and then they draw the honeycomb
Hmm.
Yeah.
and then they put honey in. So now this, by accident, the
Right.
queen went into the top chamber. Okay, there's a queen cell there.
Yeah, there's crows.
Okay, do one thing at a time. And we're gonna move the queen back into the brood box. And when
Mhm.
that is all hatching, then we can put honey back in there. They can put honey in there.
So what's caused this?
Yeah, sometimes the frame might not be good. The bugs brittle, and they build out their own honeycomb, so they don't really need us to
Yeah.
encourage them to do it.
And then you see big fat.
Mm.
So that's something the bees build. That's what they would do in nature. They just build it like this on a tree.
So that's like what they would do in the wild.
That's what they do in the wild. Obviously, we put this in to encourage them to build hives, but
Mm.
Yeah.
to honeycomb.
Is that-
They just do it their own way. So
Yeah.
something happened to that frame. I'm not sure what exactly happened to it,
comes out of
but
these
then they start building it out in their own
raised
way.
Right.
There's bees everywhere now.
Maybe give them a smoke now.
So the smoke automatically calms them down.
Yeah, they get disorientated.
They get into a bit of a panic mode. Is there any brood in there, Gerard?
No, not much.
So that means the queen is still in the supers.
That's fine.
So I take it this is not as a standard one then.
No.
Yeah.
See that? There's worms in here, mind?
So the queen is back down.
Well,
Is it worms or is it pollen?
worms.
No, that's not pollen.
Yeah. Oh.
And that's happened that sometimes.
Hopefully the mic could pick the sound up of the bees. But they're not being aggressive.
Not.
Luckily.
You want to take a frame out?
Yeah, but they're not the right ones.
Yes. If you just sort of shake him down really slowly. So what we're trying to do is now, yes, we're building pounded queen cells. So if there's a queen in the supers, we try to get her down into the box. Yes.
Oh, it's so calming. I love the sound. Slow and right down.
Fanning now, she's signaling something to the other bees.
I really hope that's picking up. Oh, there's more doing it as well. Another one there.
That's a long response. When you're smoking, that's what they do. They fill their bellies up with honey because they think the quality burns and they want to fly away. So that's why they can't. They're all eating at the moment.
That one got pollen. That one's just coming back with pollen, right?
They normally plant.
We go over the next step over there. We get the better footage. It's a bit brighter as well.
Yeah, when it gets too warm, they all smell a certain pattern, isn't it?
Yeah, look.
Regulate temperatures here. Hive.
Right.
The swarm, the hive here, we caught up there. So we caught a wild swarm of bees. We let them grow in there, and then we just rehomed them down here into the hive that we currently have.
That'll be next week or something. We put the bait hives out again.
The hive to
Make
create a queen, for the queen to mate, and for the queen to lay eggs. So obviously you lose like a whole month on just having a laying queen in a hive. So beekeepers buying queens, mated queens in. They split the hive, and then they put the queen in directly. So
To save time.
save 30 days where the queen could lay, grow the
I was
colonies.
asking why on this particular hive here they've got a couple of queen cells in there, and that's what you were just explaining then. So to do the easier way, they buy them in.
They buy them in, so they have a mated queen from day one, and the queens start laying eggs, the colonies start growing. If you do it manually, you do a split, a split 50-50. It takes up to over a month, sometimes 6 weeks, till there's a mated queen in there that start laying eggs, and that is the reason why people buy a queen.
So where I've seen like queens being delivered, they've got like 10 little bees in with them. Is
Yeah,
that
they
to
just
mate
sort of-
them or not?
No, the queen is already mated. They're sort of the nurse bees. They're looking after the queen. They feed the queen. They make sure she's all right, and also helps then when you introduce the queen into the new colony, for them to get used to it quicker. Used to the
Yeah, because normally you leave the queen in this, from what I've seen, this little plastic box. You leave it in the hive for a few days.
So there's fondant in the queen, a bit of sugar candy, sugar paste, and it takes like 3-4 days for the bees to chew through it. So by that time, when they actually have access to the queen, instead of killing her, they will just accept her as their queen because she's in the hive. She spread her pheromone around. And if you introduce a new queen directly into the hive, you just would chuck her in, the bees more likely killing her. But if you put her in a little queen cage, you leave her in for 3-4 days, they accept her, and then you go to colony.
So basically I was asking why they had the queen's cells in here, and he's just going to explain to us now.
Okay. You cut it. So what happened? I think that in this colony there was an accident, so that actually the queen went up into the supers, so the storage for the honey, and the queen shouldn't be there. The queen should be down here in the brood box. For some reason she went up and she laying eggs in the supers. So what we did then is we put her back down into the brood box, and we assume, because there's not many bees in there, that the bees actually have swarmed, and they generate a new queen now by creating queen cells and waiting for the queen to hatch, to get mated, to keep on breeding the colony.
This is the joys of beekeeping, though, isn't it? You don't know what you're going to come across, the issues you come across.
You're absolutely right. It is nature. They are insects. We give them the box. We hope they do what we want them to do, but they do what they want to do. And there has been plenty of times where we have strong colonies, then all of a sudden they swarmed without us even knowing. There was no signs of swarming, so we were happy to go to the hive, and then there was half of the bees gone. And it's amazing. And a lot of time, also the speed of the bees actually drawing out the honeycomb. So we put an empty frame in there, and within in a week sometimes they're drawing out all the comb, which is nice to see, because then we get this sort of satisfaction that we do something right. And there's a problem.
You can see a few of the bees, they've still got the pollen on yet, they haven't been in. But look at them all fanning the boxes to cool it down.
That is another breed. There is something typical.
This is fascinating.
A bit of smoke.
Just push it hard.
They don't mind.
Yeah, this thing is not very good instruction, is it?
Sounds like a train, doesn't it?
So this queen separator stays in all the time?
Only when you put the supers on.
Mm-hmm.
When we don't have any supers on, we don't have a queen excluder, because the queen can freely move. Do we want to take the top off?
Go on.
Oh, me? Oh.
Go on the other side. The other side, no.
Yeah,
From behind.
Yeah.
And we'll just chuck it on the floor.
On the floor there.
So there's also feeder on this still, but there's nothing in it. We don't feed them right now. So we take this off as well.
Anyway, chuck it in the top.
And
That's empty there.
No, this.
Yeah, take that off.
You might see they haven't gone in the top yet.
The bees seal it, don't they?
They do, that's where you got the tools.
Any in it?
Yeah, a couple, but not many. Not enough to...
No. But just to show that,
Just starting, aren't they, on that one?
I think we put them in.
so they already drawn the comb, but that been previously been done. They haven't been in here. They haven't really put any nectar in there.
Climbing in there, deep.
Yeah. So they trying to put honey in there?
They could be just
Eventually.
cleaning the cell at the moment.
cleaning.
Yeah, because they've been stored away from last season.
They're a lot more calmer than I thought they would be.
Well, if you find one that is not
We will find you a good one.
yeah.
So Joe, do you want to take the top box off, please?
So that's the queen extract separator.
Yeah.
So when you take that off now like that, you're at a risk of that queen coming out.
Well, she likes to go into the dark. She likes to go down when you open her up. Yeah, you see the top? They're filling it all with honey with this.
Oh yeah,
See
yeah,
all
yeah.
that? This is honey,
Yeah.
and it hasn't been capped yet. Once they're full. See this beaver here? See this bumper here?
Mm-hmm.
I've just seen one with a bit of white on it.
Yeah.
That's probably she touched the queen when we marked her.
Yeah.
So she's in here somewhere. She would be somewhere in the centre. Let's take that out. That's all blue. Wow. That is a good laying queen.
So this is what will be the new bees.
Yeah. And if you look in there, see the blooms?
Oh yeah.
And when they get bigger, then they cap it. And then after 12 days, they come out.
Sure. Hopefully that'll pick it up. Wow.
I'm looking for the queen. Should be easily spottable because there's a white dot on her. But she's not there. They normally make a nice round pattern.
These are more active now you disturb them. Is this because...
I don't think we've seen it.
Oh, you see the
Yeah.
baby then? Little white one. See it? The brood, what you call them?
Oh,
Yeah, just there.
oh yeah, inside there, yeah. Yeah, they're worms there, aren't they?
They started eggs to become larvae, become worms, and then they get overcupped, and then they eventually hatch.
There
see
she
her.
is.
There she is.
There she is.
Oh yeah.
Hello.
There's a size difference as well, isn't there?
Yeah,
Like I say, she's longer, isn't she?
much longer.
Yeah.
There she is.
Wow.
Made a new friend, right?
Just blow away.
There we are. We found the queen.
Martin, why don't you have a frame in front of you like this and you make a nice video? You want to pick one out and then we just quite just make it more?
Not with the queen on though.
Yeah.
You
wanna hold it?
you pull that out.
Oh, sorry, I was looking there.
How many bees reckons on there? Wow.
I don't know, but I've definitely got a friend there. She won't move. Or you won't move.
You both take your wheel off and see how much of a friend she is.
So basically we've just been talking about the way the bees act and everything. But some of them have got pollen on. As you can see, well, there we are. A few there now, the pollen. But then some of them, and the reason is, as we were just saying, is due to the weather conditions. When it's really sunny like that and been sunny for a long period, more pollen's out and about and it works better. The bees are out collecting it. When it's raining, like we've had in the UK here at the moment, a lot of rain, it slows them down.
It's a double brood colony already and they've been really busy. So we put another super on, another brood, sorry.
Yeah, not up there.
But they're not up there yet. No.
And the nothing,
Wow.
We just give in a bit of smoke. Just over the top.
very calm.
So this also is a swarm we caught. There.
Wow.
And once we caught the swarm, we put them down here. We caught a second swarm 2 weeks later, which we had here, but they passed
That's
away.
the one I said was with a red dot on it,
Hmm.
and it died last Christmas or the winter.
So let's just pull the frame and have a look.
This is heavy.
It looks heavy, it feels heavy.
It's hard as well with the gloves, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, I washed my gloves recently, sorry.
Oh my god.
Okay, so this is the top box on the outer frame, and we still got brood there as well. So the queen absolutely is really a laying machine. You can see around here, you got stores. So that is all overcupped honey that the bees store in for their food. And down here is the brood as well. So some of it is already hatched, and some of it is overcupped, which is gonna hatch soon. You can see here, if you zoom in on that, that is pollen. Yeah, so that's the different pollen they get from the area, and the bees just sort of store it here as well. So they need the pollen and nectar for the bees. They put it in the cells with them to let them grow. Okay. So put that frame over here for a minute. We've got more space to work on.
Honey there. Yeah. There's always in a, like a semicircle.
Well, like a rugby ball shape for you
I
Welsh
was gonna
people,
say-
isn't it?
It's basically the same shape as you've done on that one, aren't they?
Yep.
So all similar.
So I'm gonna put that one down and let Martine take one out. I'm on smoker duties now. So basically, they sticking them in, so you have to loosen it first. If you go onto this side, so not to... The best is wedge it in from the side and just snap it loose, because they glue it all together.
Yeah.
There we go.
I'm just picking up like that.
Wow. Makes it just amazing.
And this is in the top blue box.
And you can see here, they're drone cells, so the bigger ones, they're drones, because they're going to be slightly bigger than the normal worker bee. So we wouldn't have put the extra brood hives, brood frames on there. They most probably would have swarmed by now, because they are really busy.
Yeah, because you can tell with that one there how
So
much
that,
bigger.
that is a drone
Yeah.
compared to a normal worker bee. It's a bit bulkier.
See the drone?
There's two.
Yeah, and this one,
Yeah.
yeah.
Move.
Yeah. It's when you're this close and they together, you can actually see the difference in size.
See, there's another one.
Yeah.
The one there.
Yeah, and there.
So is that normal to have as many drones as that?
They're ready for the season now. Obviously, they're preparing for swarming.
So you need to...
So you need a lot of drones. That's cool.
There's a lot you've got to learn about
You
beekeeping.
can just shift it to the end.
Don't
and
forget,
then
you just
take
buy
off the
that
next
little
one.
jar of honey, you don't realise where it all comes from.
And that's what we do in an inspection. We look at each frame, we make sure the bees are healthy, that the drone is good, the brood is good, everything is in gear really. Sometimes it takes us 10-15 minutes per hive. We still try looking for queens, but obviously with this amount of bees, it's difficult for us to spot
I'm going to
them.
be very lucky.
Yeah.
And another thing we struggle seeing
You
is
see the
eggs.
pollen on that one there.
Yeah.
So if you look closely in the cells itself, sometimes you can see eggs. They're really
Yeah,
little
yeah.
white dots.
See, you can
There's
see it on
one
that
in
one
that
there.
one, yeah.
So it means the queen being on that frame. She just laid a couple of eggs.
I'm really surprised how placid they are, how quiet.
And that's the genetics you really want in the queen, you know, raising calm bees, calm broods, hard working. That's the last thing you want is getting
So
stung.
this was where we were saying earlier, when we were talking, when a friend of ours had a hive and he had to get rid of the queen because they're aggressive. Then the new ones would come out and be more placid like this.
So the last thing you want to do is get five feet close to your hive and have them already attacking you, you know. No one wants that. I mean, by all means, Gerald, we had hives that they were quite aggressive. They followed you on a quad, didn't they? 20 meters away and they were still
There's 4 of us around this hive. Yes, we were told to keep away from the front because that's, you can see where the bees are now flying up in a circle, cover in front. But look, they're not aggressive at all.
That's in the middle. That's just anyway.
So maybe they moved the brood nest to the side. So you can see that there's nectar in there. They've started drawing out the honeycomb and they already overcapped honey over there.
So that's overcapped.
That is
honey.
honey. So
Yeah.
if you're brave enough to take your glove off, you can go with your finger and you can actually scrape scrape some off.
There's some loads of drones on this one as well.
They're everywhere.
Yeah.
So having that many drones, is that good, or it means you've got to keep an eye on that?
They do make a fair amount of drones because obviously for purpose of swarming. What happened is drones don't contribute to the hive really. They don't harvest anything, they don't do anything. So basically they just live and do their duty. They don't do nothing else. So it needs to be a strong colony to support the amount of drones as well. So a weak colony can be suffer from having too many drones.
And this one got so many workers, unbelievable.
Yeah, and you can see this was all overcut brood that was already hatched.
So eventually she laid more eggs in it.
Yeah, you can see them in there.
So they become eggs and then they become larvae, little worms, and then after 8 days or so they get overcapped and then they just leave them.
Overcut them.
Yeah.
And then
So when you
Wow,
see
she's-
the white
the worm.
worm, you class as worms, that's a very juvenile bee.
Well, it's not. It's before.
Ah, you bugger.
One gone in. Is it?
Yeah,
No swearing, you love on TV.
right near me here. I don't mind if it stays away from you.
Right.
So just explaining, this is what they use as a, when you see it swarms, and to catch
catch
them up on the
swarm.
trees.
They're bait hives.
I'll show you one in a minute.
And they're easy to transport as well. You can just close the lid, you can close them down here so the bees won't be able to get out. And then you can move them to the apiaries.
So I'll take it, if you were going to move, if you was catching a swarm,
Yeah.
you'd move them at night time.
At night time.
Or evening,
We
so-
close them at night time and then we move them in a day. So you have to move them more than 3 miles away. Otherwise they will go back to the same location. Or we just leave them and move them 3 meters away and then we put them into a big hive like we did previously in all the other hives that we saw. Yeah, this is our own build, so we got a bit of a hinge going here, so we don't lose the top,
The lid.
the lid, and then we have a little bit of a tablecloth. It was actually a tablecloth, yeah, so that it doesn't get stuck to the lid and the bees all hanging around the lid. And then we do this, so we can just close it, maybe put a bit of.
The easiest one is just the, what do you call it, the 2-inch roof buttons, square lid on it. Go a bit lower.
Bottom row is full.
Full.
They're all sitting on the hedge in the front. And oh, by the way, I haven't got me. Oh, look at the pollen on that one. Look at the pollen.
I see that pollen from here.
I know.
Walking in, big massive.
So when we were saying about the bait traps, when you get swarms, this is it here.
And this is where it all started 4 years ago with our first 2 hives. Obviously they are not those hives, but we kept them here.
Underneath,
A nice oak tree.
a beautiful oak tree. I'm at the wrong angle trying to show you, but when it's mixed in with another tree.
All this is overgrown in summer. With a machete behind the hive, so smashing it all back.
right, we've had a great day. We've had a great day today at Tea Fry, and this is the byproduct then of all MBs. This is the hard work, it's the wildflower honey. So we've learned so much, my mind is
boggling.
Yes.
And these two have spent hours and hours and hours of showing us around.
I know, it's been amazing.
Thank you.
It's been a really good day.
We like talking bees, and I like talking in general anyway, so
We will add the link to their site later on in the description.
down there.
Yep, down there, down there, down there
You'll have
somewhere.
arrows
And
everywhere.
we will do that in return as well.
Oh, fabulous.
Oh, thanks for
Hello, yeah, right, we've had a really good day and we have been to Tea Fry Wildflower Honey Farm. We will leave a link in the description below. We've had such a great day with the guys and they've given us loads to think about. Having bees on the farm is something that we have been thinking about, but actually going to a bee farm and having a look at all the work that's involved, it is giving us loads to think about, and yeah, we're still excited and it was still a good experience. So Tea Fry Wildflower Honey, the link will be in the description. Give the guys a look out, they're on YouTube as well. Thank you.
And here's a little bit of the backdrop where we are in the valley at the moment. And over here you can possibly see the tracks. This is where the old quarry, the old coal pit used to be, and now it's used for walking and off-road biking as well. Hope you enjoyed the video.
Well, I hope you enjoyed this week's video from Wales Supports Go Off Grid. If you could please pop along to Tea Fry Honey YouTube channel and say hi to him, I'm sure they'd be really grateful for your visit across. We enjoy it. Thank you very much for watching this week's video.